Hello, fourth and fifth grade. I'm here to show you part 2 of our expressive color landscape drawings that we're doing. So let's take a look to remind us what we are learning about. Let's see if I can, there it is. There they are. Alrighty. So expressive color, remember that's color that does not necessarily have to be realistic. And with the colors that we're going to be using, the likelihood of using realistic colors is really low because we have all these vibrant colors for a landscape. And remember the artist that we're looking at is Gabrielle Munter. And since we've already done the drawing part, let's remember that she liked to use intensified color, black outlines. So we did the glue. If you didn't glue the glue, I'll tell you what you're going to do. And then the rapid brush strokes. So I'll show you how we're going to get that feeling in our own artwork. Let's take a quick peek at these landscapes and see the colors that she used. This is pretty realistic, but you could tell it's a little bit purpley on the ground. But the trees and the mountains look pretty realistic. I'm not sure what this kind of peachy color is here in the sky, but it's a little off. Here, the colors really start to get explored, especially in the pink and reddish ground. Not often do you have a pink or red ground. In this one, the colors are really vibrant and they are unique, right? You got pinks on the grounds, yellows in the skies, greens in the skies. I love this one. And then this one, again, we have that kind of yellow thing in the background that we couldn't decide was a hill or a piece of bread. And then the purpley mountains, right? So lots of exploration with colors. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do now is demonstrate the material we're using and how you're going to use that to finish off your landscapes. There it is. Alrighty, so here is my drawing that I did, and here are the glue parts. So you can see they're kind of shiny black. And then down here are the areas that I didn't get the glue on. So I'm going to show you both options. Now I have these pastels here. They're chalk. Chalk pastels are a little different than regular chalk. They're softer. They blend a little bit better, but if you just have chalk, that's also fine. See if I can get this to focus a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Alrighty. I also have with me a couple of, oh goodness, I forgot one of my most important tools. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm back. Let me show you again what I've got. So this, in this little cup here, you're gonna see is a really unique material, and it is liquid starch. Not many of us use liquid starch. It's kind of a hard thing to find. So if you don't have it, that's okay. It just works really well here at school when we're trying to not let our chalk get really dusty. And it's just this liquid. It's pretty soft. It's almost a little soapy feeling. And we're going to use that to help kind of stick the chalk down to our paper and also to blend it. All right, so I'm going to think about the colors that I'm going to use. I have all the colors of the color wheel plus a black, a white, and a brown. And again, it goes around all the different colors. And you can see the color wheel behind me, the red, yellow, green, blue, purple. Oh, wait, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I knew I was missing something there. And so we have all those colors. So we have to think about how we want to use these colors in an interesting way. So I'm going to think of my sky first. And I think I'm going to do one of those beautiful sunset skies that are warm colors, the reds, the oranges, the pinks. All right. So I'm going to pick one area. I'm going to go to the far side over here, and I'm going to like rotate my paper so I can get to it. And I'm going to pick the color I want to use. I'm just going to go straight up orange, I think. And I'm going to just come in and color this in. It doesn't have to be a perfect solid coating. If it's got a little bit of the paper showing through, that's okay. All right, so there you go. And next what I'm gonna do, first of all, I'm gonna get a baby wipe. I have a baby wipe here. I'm gonna get that ready. That's what we're gonna use to keep our hands clean. All right, so now I'm just gonna dip my finger into my liquid starch, and I'm gonna use that to blend this orange and push the orange onto the paper so it's going to stick and stay. All right, now if it looks a little thin, and you want a little bit more vibrant color. Now this is going to dry a little brighter, but you could come in and add some more on top of that if you wanted to. It doesn't work super great once it's already on there. So again, let's see how that dries. All right, so that's one part of my sky. Here's another part of my sky. This time I'm gonna experiment with mixing. So I'm gonna take a light color like yellow and kind of fill it in. Now, when you get this like dusty stuff, I don't want you to blow on that. That's not good for you or your lungs or your neighbor's lungs. So just make sure you leave that there. We'll kind of blend it into our paper eventually. And then if not, we'll get rid of it later. All right, so I got a pretty good coating again. Now I'm gonna take a red. Remember the rapid brush strokes? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in and just add some bits of red that are gonna give it a little variety of color when I start to blend this. Let's see if you can see that a little bit better up here. There you go. So I just put some random bits of red. All right, I'm using my wipey again, and then my finger. I'm gonna kind of start to just let that, might need a little bit more. Let this start to blend on my paper and see what happens. Cool. That's pretty cool. All right, now it's pretty messy around it. So a couple of things I can do. First, I can use my wipey and start to kind of clean my table. And then you also might want to use Q-tips. And those are going to help you kind of clean off the glue areas once you blend your colors. You can also use it too. Now, if you have some dust that's fallen off over here and you don't want it, what I like to do is take and tap my paper and wipe it up. Okay, don't blow on it and spread it all over the place. Tap and wipe it up. All right, so I'm going to continue to add, let's see, I'm gonna go with a big red area over here. Ooh. And I might go ahead and blend in an extra color just to give it some variety. I'm going to show you one last thing that you could do, and then I'm just going to work on this, and then I'll come back and show you what I end up with once I get done putting all my colors on, and I have let it dry, so you can see how the colors turn out when it dries. Before I get off here, though, I will show you what you're going to do if you do not have the glue marks on yours. All right, so that looks pretty good. So what you could do even before you add the starch is you can come in here and go ahead and blend it into the black surface first, so that it's all the way into the corners. If you need to, you could also, if you don't like the feeling of that, you could use a Q-tip to help you push your chalk around as well. Some people don't like the texture, and that's okay. I understand that. The texture can be a little weird. All right, so now that I've blended it, now I'm gonna go in and add some of my liquid starch to this. And again, all this is really doing, one, it's helping blend, but two, it's helping push and stick the pastel down to the paper so that it's not all chalky and falling off, because it will. If you just had the chalk on there, it would just be really, it would continue to be soft, and you could smear it and smudge it for basically as long as it exists. Okay, so I would continue to do my sky. Again, I can tap, 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 and then wipe. Now, so my sky, I decided to do these warm colors. So maybe the next set of mountains, I'll start to think about adding some cool colors, right? Some blues and some purples. If you didn't, like, let's say I have this tree over here and I didn't have a chance to do the glue on it, and all I have is black paper or even white paper, and I just have pencil marks, I want you to go ahead and color it like we've been doing. So maybe I'll make this a little bit realistic with some green. And I think I'm going to put a dash of yellow in there just to brighten it up. Wipe off my fingers. Tap it down, get it in there with some of my liquid starch. Okay. And then I could do my stem. And then what I would go around it. Once this has had a chance to dry a little bit, I'm going to come in with a black chalk and give it that outline. right? Remember that they use that black chalk or the black color to do the outlines like stained glass. So that's what I would do. All right. So tap, 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 wipe, and I'm just going to continue to work on this and I'll show you my final product. Alrighty, here we go. So I finished doing the coloring. You can see I used some expressive colors at the bottom with the pinks and the purples, and I went ahead and took my black chalk and did a little bit of an outline around everything. So there you have it, and that is our project. Hope you have fun, and don't forget to take a picture. Till next time, bye.